It's crazy to think that when I first started and I was overtrading all the time and I would be, constantly giving money back to the markets because I just felt so desperate. I had this like crazy desperation feeling that I needed to become profitable and I just wanted my life to change. And I would look at all these videos online and they'd have the luxury cars, the luxury life and all this stuff. And I, was so desperate for that and I wanted that. So I would just be, taking every single trade that I could and I'd be forcing every single trade. Or if I had a system, a set of rules where this was my entry criteria, I would just take a trade anyway because I was in such a rush to make money. I was in such a rush to become a profitable trader and all it was doing was keeping me broke, unprofitable. And instead of actually making any money, I would always be giving money back. And I would do this over and over and over again. And I would just sit there, right? I would sit there and I would look at the charts all day and I would watch every candle tick up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, right? And then I would sit there and I would convince myself that I should take this move. Oh, this looks good. The market's about to explode. The market's gonna run, the market's gonna dump. You should enter because more is better. And the more trades that I take, the quicker I can get to where I wanna be. And that is furthest from the truth as possible. And I don't think anybody has ever said, I became profitable by overtrading. I don't think anybody has ever said this, ever. And I don't think anybody ever will, because if you're overtrading, you're just overexposing yourself to risk and you're taking trades that you wouldn't, that aren't actually your system, and you're usually in a rush or you're bored, right? Because like me, I take a couple trades a month and there's no setup appearing. So you're bored. So you take a trade or you take some scalps in between because you want something to do, because you've just got this like dopamine sort of addiction to, trading. And, it's like rolling the dice at the casino, but trading isn't like that. And when you do that, all you're going to do is just like hand money back. You can have some money, give it back. You might as well just give all your money away, because that's all you're going to be doing if you're doing that stuff on the charts, right? And when you're sitting there, and when I was sitting there, and I'd be staring at the charts all day. All I would do is make excuses. I should enter. This looks good. Or I would convince myself that this would be the last move the markets were ever going to give me. I don't know why, but I would sit there and I would look at the market and I'd go, I need to take this trade because there's never going to be another trade and I don't want to miss out. FOMO bad, right? And I would take the trade, it would go up and then it would dump and I'd lose all my money. And then I would be like, ooh, that hurt. I need to make that money back. So then I'd jump in another trade to make it back and then I'd lose it again. And then I'd feel scared and then I wouldn't trade and so on and so forth. But, I think especially like as a trader and as a new trader, you are so desperate like me, like I was, and you're in such a rush to make money because you've been on YouTube and you've probably watched videos that are telling you this simple strategy made me $5,000 in a day and blah, 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 blah. So now you're trying to make $5,000 in a day and you're trying to implement this strategy and you're trying to catch every single move because you think you need to trade more. And the more trades you take, the more money you can make. And you're not even like factoring in risk. You're not even calculating, losing, because your brain, you hate losing. Like humans hate losing. So you're just factoring in wins and you're like, oh, if I win this one, I'll win this one, I'll win this one. And then so you're like, bang, trade. And your trades are going up, but your money's going down. So, it's not correlating, something's wrong here. And when you're sort of overexposing yourself to the market, it's just so bad. It's so bad. And I think a lot of the stuff online, it just makes, you just see people there and they're like, oh, look at this. I took all these trades today because I'm such a good trader. I'm the best trader out there. I'm the best trader there is. I made millions of dollars today. And you're just sitting there going, oh, damn, I want to quit my job right now. I want to be, this millionaire trader. And then, 9 times out of 10, you end up being like a slave to the charts and you're staring at the charts all day. And then 2, you're overtrading. So the thing that follows that is you're giving all your money back. So it's funny because, everybody starts trading because they want this like flashy lifestyle, freedom to do whatever they want. And then 9 times out of 10, you're staring at the charts all day, you're overtrading and giving your money back. So you don't have any money, and then you don't even have any freedom because you're watching the charts 24/7 because you think you need to catch a move and you don't want to miss out and you want to rush and get there. But rushing and trading is only going to keep you broke. Like the more, how do I say this? The more of a rush you are in, the faster you are on the path to stay broke. And you need to be patient, and the market rewards patience because being impatient is very expensive. It's a very expensive lesson. And like me, I did not learn from that at all. Like, I would lose money. Do you think I stopped? No, I'd keep going because, I can make it back on this trade, or I just need one trade to make it back because online, people say, don't worry about the losses because one trade can make it all back. It's true, yeah, of course you can, but, within context, not don't worry about your losses because when you're there, so then you're thinking in your head, oh, don't worry about these losses. I just need one good trade. And then so you force some more trades so you can make that money back, or you can get that lifestyle and you can buy that car and you can go on these flashy dinners and live this fancy lifestyle, right? That's a loud motorbike. But in reality, like, it's just going to cost you more and more money, and it costs me money too. And if you set like for example, right, you set rules and you set a strategy, and then you go on the charts and your strategy isn't giving you a setup, but then you're like, I'm going to take a trade anyway. If you have no discipline and you can't follow a set of rules, do you really think that by overtrading and forcing all these moves is going to make you profitable and make you millions of dollars? It's not. It might cost you millions of dollars. And this is the danger about trading, right? So, you could work and make $100,000, and then you can overexpose yourself to the market, overtrade, and you could give all that money back within a week. You could spend months or maybe a year building that money up, and then you can get a little bit reckless, overtrade, and the market will take all of it, and then some more, and it doesn't care. And the thing that helped me was just getting off the charts. Like, I don't even look at the charts. I do not look at the charts unless an alert has been set and the market's hit the alert. So like, I've mentioned before, I trade support and resistance. I'll set, an alert at support, at one at resistance. And then I just don't look at the charts anymore. Because the more you're looking at it, the more excuses you'll try to, make up in your head that you should take this move. And the market's always going to be there, and there's always going to be another move. There's always going to be another move. You don't have to trade every single move in the market. Like, you just don't have to. It's okay. Let it go. There'll be another move. So I'll set an alert, and then where I've set the alerts, I'll also pre-plan the trades. So for example, if price is in an uptrend, at the support level where I set my alert, I'll then pre-plan the trade. I'll be like, okay, well, my stop loss needs to go here so I can manage risk effectively. So which means my entry has to be somewhere around here, and then I'm gonna set my take profit just before the next resistance zone or whatever it might be. So then this way, I have no excuse to overtrade because everything is pre-planned. Everything is ready to go. So as soon as that alert gets hit, I jump on, I have a look, I set my limit order, and then I walk away. Now, that's it. That is it. And then I just shut the laptop, and then, price might come down, it might hit my entry and then it'll go up, or price might come down and hit my stop loss, or it might not even hit my entry and just move on without me, but that's okay, because that's just trading. And you're gonna have losses, you're gonna have wins, and you're gonna have trades that don't get filled. That's pretty much like that. That's it, and that's gonna happen to you all the time. And you don't need to chase every single move. You don't need to win every single trade. Like, you just need to let it be. Just follow your system. And when you're following your system, follow it for like 20 trades, 30 trades, whatever it might be. Collect enough data and then see how profitable you are. Because I'm telling you now, like, this overtrading thing, it's not gonna work. And you're never gonna become profitable by doing it. Like, if the more you overtrade, the more money you're gonna give back to the markets. Like, you need to be honest with yourself. Like, you can't seriously sit there and say, I'm profitable by overtrading. And I'm talking from experience, because I used to do it and I was not profitable whatsoever. It was so costly, and I just kept doing the same stuff. I didn't even learn the hard way. They say, oh, you got to learn the hard way. I gave away thousands. I still didn't learn. I kept doing the same stuff because of all the videos I was watching online. And then, to get sort of information like this, you've got to pay someone $5,000 for a course for them to tell you not to overtrade. It's crazy. It's honestly crazy. It's crazy. But you just got to stop doing it. And I know it's easier said than done. Like, it's easy for me to sit here and say, stop overtrading. But like, just set some stuff in place. Like what I just mentioned, like, I pre-plan a trade, and then I set alerts, and then I just don't look at it. And I don't touch the charts until my alert goes off. Because I know that if I jump on the charts and price might be floating in between, I might go, oh, I might just enter here because I know it's going to keep going up, but then it might come down and hit my stop loss before it goes up, and I can't manage the risk, and then I'm entering everywhere. And that's how I deal with it. Like, that's how I deal with overtrading and trying to force my positions, because I know that if I'm on the charts all day, I'm going to try to force a move. I know 100%. Everyone is, because you're convincing your brain all day, because you might see stuff that's not there, because you're trying to control the markets, and you can't control the markets whatsoever. And you need to find something that works for you. But like, honestly, like, personal experience, like, the less you're on the charts, the better. The less you're sitting there on the charts staring all day, the more of that, trading freedom you're gonna have, because, you've just replaced, one 9-to-5 with another 9-to-5. But this new 9-to-5 is a lot more expensive because you're giving money away, you're not even getting paid for it. So just stay off the charts. Set your alerts, pre-plan your trades, journal how you feel before you get into the move. Journal, throughout the day, just say, journal down, oh, I feel like checking the charts. So you can catch yourself on it, when you write it down, you're sort of, it's sort of like a reset in your mind. You'll be like, oh, hey, I was trying to jump on the charts again. And then just ask yourself why. Oh, I'm scared, I'm gonna miss a move. And then be like, oh, well, I'm not gonna miss a move because my alert hasn't gone off, so it's not even anywhere that I would trade. And just make it easy for yourself, because otherwise you're just gonna give money back more and more and more all the time. And the market will happily take it and more. It'll take whatever you want, but it'll also give you whatever you want if you play it right. So just stop overtrading. Make something that works for you. And what works for me might not work for you, but just that's from my experience. And I'm not going to charge you a $10,000 course or $5,000 course to tell you that. If I can help you become profitable, that's what I made this YouTube for. So implement it. Manage risk. Manage the overtrading. Do what you need to do so that you can overcome that. And then you will see a massive shift in your trading. A massive, massive shift.